Welcome to MarketHub, the podcast where we dive deep into the strategies that drive business success. I'm Gabby Chen.
And I'm Joe Jr. Today we're tackling a myth that's costing businesses millions. The belief that price is the ultimate deciding factor for customers.
That's right. While pricing matters, it's far from the only game in town. We'll explore 3 powerful pricing strategies and reveal why offering multiple price points isn't just smart, it's essential.
Wait. Let's give a simple word for our podcast sponsors.
Oh, thank you. I almost forgot to state our special thanks to Ashuba for making this program possible. Get your hardware and building materials at convenient prices from a reliable retailer.
Great detail. You can now visit ashubashop.com for more details on how you can get your discount code.
Okay, man, let's jump right into this.
Gabby, let me challenge you right off the bat. In today's economy, with inflation hitting everyone's wallets, aren't we kidding ourselves if we think customers care anything other than the lowest price?
That's exactly the kind of thinking that's trapping businesses in a race to the bottom. Yes, some customers are price sensitive, but consider this. Apple sells premium products at premium prices and still dominates market share. Tesla revolutionized the auto industry not by being the cheapest, but by being different.
Fair point, but those are exceptional brands. What about the average business trying to compete against Amazon or Walmart?
Even average businesses can differentiate. It's about understanding that price is just one element of value. When customers evaluate a purchase, they're weighing price against quality, convenience, service, brand reputation, and emotional connection.
All right, kind of makes sense.
Irrespective of the forces in the market, there are approaches that usually work well.
All right, let's get practical. You mentioned 3 pricing strategies that work regardless of market pressure. Walk me through them.
First strategy, value-based pricing. This means pricing based on the perceived value to the customer, not your costs. A plumber charging $200 to fix a burst pipe isn't expensive if it saves you thousands in water damage.
But how do you justify premium pricing to cost-conscious customers?
You focus on outcomes and ROI. A $5,000 marketing consultant who generates $50,000 in new revenue isn't expensive, they're profitable. The key is clearly communicating that value proposition.
All right, second strategy?
Competition positioning pricing. This isn't about matching competitors, it's about strategically positioning yourself. You can be the premium option, the value option, or the budget option, but you need to own that position.
I'll push back here, Gabby. Isn't positioning just marketing fluff? At the end of the day, if your competitor offers the same thing for less, don't you lose?
Only if you're truly offering the same thing. But are you? Different service levels, warranties, expertise, speed, convenience. These create genuine differentiation. Starbucks doesn't compete with gas station coffee on price because they're not selling the same product experience.
And the third strategy?
Psychological pricing architecture. This leverages how humans actually make purchasing decisions. The classic example is $9.99 instead of $10, but it goes much deeper.
Well, almost making your point come clear, but
Before going further, let's talk about the power of 3 price points.
Now, you mentioned that having 3 price variations makes closing sales easier. I'm skeptical. Doesn't this just confuse customers?
Actually, it does the opposite. It's based on solid behavioral psychology. When you offer one price, customers ask, "Is this worth it?" When you offer 2 prices, they ask, "Which is cheaper?" But when you offer 3 prices, they ask, "Which is right for me?"
Explain that.
It's called the Goldilocks Effect. Most customers gravitate toward the middle option. Not too expensive, not too cheap, but just right. The premium option makes the middle seem reasonable, while the budget option captures price-sensitive customers you'd otherwise lose.
But aren't you cannibalizing your own sales? If someone would pay for premium but chooses middle, you lose revenue. That's basic math.
Research shows the opposite happens, Joe. The premium option acts as an anchor, making customers more comfortable with higher-priced middle options than they'd be with a single price point. Plus, you capture market segments you'd miss with one-size-fits-all pricing.
Hmm.
Don't be silly. Why the skepticism? Let's address different customer segments.
Let's talk real-world application. How do you handle the price-sensitive customer who walks in demanding your cheapest option?
You serve them. The budget tier exists for exactly this customer. You provide real value at that price point, maybe with fewer features or slower service, but still a positive experience. This customer becomes a potential upgrade later.
What about the affluent customer who doesn't blink at high prices?
Here's where many businesses leave money on the table. These customers often want the best, not the cheapest. They'll pay premium prices for premium experiences, exclusive access, or white glove service. Your premium tier should deliver genuine luxury and exclusivity.
But there's a risk here, isn't there? You might alienate your core middle market customers by seeming either too cheap or too expensive.
That's why the three-tier approach works. Your middle tier becomes your core offering, positioned as the smart choice. It's not the cheapest, so it doesn't seem low quality. It's not the most expensive, so it doesn't seem out of reach.
Well, you could be wrong too.
It's actually nice to challenge each other's perspectives on this one.
I'll grant that this works for service businesses or premium products, but what about saturated markets? If you're selling bottled water or basic office supplies, isn't price still king?
Even commodity markets have differentiation opportunities. Convenience, packaging, availability, bundling, customer service, these all create value beyond the core product. Look at how different gas stations command different prices for the same fuel.
But you're assuming customers are rational actors who carefully weigh all these factors. In reality, don't many people just grab the cheapest option they see?
Some do, which is why you need that budget tier. But behavioral economics shows that people are predictably irrational. They'll pay more for brands they trust, products that make them feel good about themselves, or purchases that reduce risk and anxiety.
I'll concede that point. But let me flip this. Isn't there a danger in overcomplicating your pricing? Sometimes simple, transparent pricing builds more trust than complex tier systems.
Absolutely. The three-tier approach needs to be clear and logical. Customers should easily understand what they get at each level. Complexity for complexity's sake backfires. Simplicity within structure is the goal.
Okay now, time to make a point here.
Let's see how we can both find some common ground.
All right, I think we're finding some middle ground here. Price matters, but it's not everything.
Exactly. And you've raised important points about transparency and serving genuine market needs at each price tier. The key is understanding your customer segments and giving them meaningful choices.
So the real strategy isn't avoiding price competition, it's redefining what customers are actually buying from you.
Right. You're selling outcomes, experiences, peace of mind, status, or convenience, not just products or services. Once customers understand that broader value, price becomes just one factor in their decision.
And the three-tier pricing structure serves different customer psychologies and budgets simultaneously.
While making your middle option, often your most profitable, seem like the obvious smart choice.
So let's wrap this up with some actionable advice for our listeners.
First, audit what you're really selling. Is it just your product? Or is it the outcome, experience, and value your customer receives?
Second, research your customer segments. Understanding who's price-sensitive versus value-focused informs your entire pricing strategy.
Third, test three-tiered pricing. Create genuine differentiation between tiers. Don't just arbitrarily divide the same offering.
And finally, communicate value clearly. Your premium customers need to understand why they're paying more, and your budget customers need to feel they're getting real value.
Remember, the businesses that thrive aren't always the cheapest. They're the ones that deliver the best value proposition for their target customers.
Whether those customers are stretching every dollar, shillings, or have money to spend, they all want to feel smart about their purchasing decisions.
That's our show for today. Thanks for joining us on MarketHub, your place to go for business insights.
Until next time, remember, compete on value, not just price.
Bye-bye.